If there's anybody in the world who has gone to the movies in the Valley of the Sun, you sure know the name Harkins, because it's on all of those theaters. Harkins Theatres, and they've been around forever. But who is this Harkins guy? See? And that's one of the reasons why it is that I, Pat McMahon, as I always do, gently and pleasantly introduce you to Dan Harkins.
Hey, Pat, good to see you.
Since you were 11, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Good memory.
All I can tell you is...
And you were 12.
I was around that same amount of time. But let's not talk about ages. I want to know about being in the movie business when people aren't going to the theaters because they're afraid.
Right, they were afraid, and there was no movies to show. Hollywood was holding back releases. We didn't get but maybe one so-called blockbuster every couple of months.
They really cut back in Hollywood.
And they really did. Oh yeah, definitely. They really did, because they were looking at trying a new business model, and that was streaming their movies straight onto cable television, satellite, and they had no choice. I don't blame them for doing that, because the attendance at the theaters was way down. But nevertheless, what the pandemic did prove is the business model we've been professing for the past 100 years is the best one. And that is theatrical release, and then months later, show it on cable.
Yeah, but what about the TV competition? Doesn't that hurt you?
It does, but you know what? Moviegoers are realizing, as we're seeing right now with our resurgence, that they know the big screen is better. I mean, it just makes sense. Egads, if you see a movie on the little screen, it just doesn't look as good.
No matter how...
Imagine seeing Black Widow on the little TV
but
screen.
No matter how big the screen is at your home, it's not as big as the one at Theater 6 at Harkins Theatre.
And also there's the what do you want to call it? The communal experience with your fellow man. You're laughing, you're applauding at the movie. I remember seeing Blazing Saddles in the theater, and we laughed so hard at Blazing Saddles, okay? And then I remember getting a VCR, the Betamax. I got a tape, rented a tape of Blazing Saddles, came home, my sister and I watched it, and the laugh ratio was about 1/10 of what it was in the theater.
And Harkins was so tasteless that playing Blazing Saddles, at his refreshment stand, they actually served bean sandwiches. It was just a tasteless kind of a move on your part. And talking about the refreshment stand, by the way, this is something that no matter how good the cook is at home, you're probably not going to get refreshments like these, because it's one of the reasons I love going to a Harkins theater. I mean, look at this. Dan, you don't just serve burgers. I mean, but you have White Castles, right? But then you have the big screen burger, which is a huge burger with all kinds of extras. And it's cooked right here on the premise.
Indeed, it tastes so good too. And our popcorn chicken is excellent. Everything we do, we are perfectionists. We take it to the next step if we can. We even have churros and pretzels and you name it. And our flatbreads, which is sort of a version of a pizza, but it's healthier for you.
Okay, but
by the way, our popcorn's healthier. It's my mom's old recipe.
Okay, the popcorn.
Yeah.
When things looked bleakest in the theater business.
Oh my God, yes.
I know that at many, if not all, the Harkins theaters, you had somebody on your staff at every one of those theaters coming out and providing popcorn for people to buy, Harkins popcorn, if they drove up and ordered a bag of popcorn.
It was great, yes. And we had the party popcorn, which we still sell in our theaters. It's a $10 bag, and it's huge. And we were selling those like hotcakes off our curbs, yes. And I compared our...
You're selling popcorn like hotcakes.
Hotcakes,
I think the next thing you're going to be doing is hotcakes, right?
We probably do on the menu somewhere. But the popcorn sales were just amazing, and it's just one of the many reasons why I'm here with huge gratitude, thanking our movie patrons for supporting us.
You've gotten kind of sophisticated over the last few years, because you can also enjoy a movie, enjoy relaxing in the lounge, and enjoy a cocktail or a glass of wine or a beer.
Yeah. Or a shot of tequila, or your favorite vodka, whatever you want. In most of our theaters, we put bars in, starting about 7 or 8 years ago, and it's fantastic. My favorite is the Scottsdale Blonde beer. It's good. And it just makes the experience all that better.
Okay, look, I've got to ask you. You're doing well. You've got how many theaters around several states.
Well, we're surviving. I don't know if we're doing well, but we're surviving. That's
Yes.
it.
With how many theaters?
We have altogether 32 theaters in 4 states, just under 500 screens.
Okay. And you've kept them open for the most part.
Yeah, well, we were closed there from, it was around St. Patrick's Day, March 2020. We were closed all the way to August 29th. And then we reopened, and again, we just didn't have the movies to play, and now
Are
we
they
do.
coming back? Are
Yeah,
people coming
they're
back
coming
to
back.
see the movies?
Oh God, yes, they are. It's amazing. It's not like it used to be, but they're coming back enough to give MGM UA the faith to let the James Bond open. Remember, that kept getting pushed back. No Time to Die, and now it's definitely on for this fall. I think it's October 15th.
And you're optimistic, aren't you?
Oh yeah. 007 is back on the big screen.
See, his dad, Red Harkins, the Valley Art Theater on Mill Avenue in Tempe. That's how it all began.
Yeah.
Well, that's how he began, too.
Yeah, my parents lived there until I was born, so I was conceived in that theater. Oh, you can't talk about that.
Well, no, because so many others were conceived at Harkins Theater. This is Pat McMahon, and aren't you glad I introduced you to the Harkins, Dan Harkins. Go to a movie.